As I said in my last video, I don't typically talk about political topics, but here we are. It's been 10 days since the death of Charlie Kirk, the murder of Charlie Kirk. Let's just be really clear about that. And a handful of Democrat politicians have stood up and said, yeah, this isn't okay. And good for you. Good for you. But 10 days on, the Democrat leadership, the DNC, the head of the party as a whole, has not stood up and said a word. The Democrat leadership has not issued any statement at all. To put this into context, in the 70s, extremists on the far right started firebombing abortion clinics because they felt that it was justified because these people are murdering so we can destroy their property. And then it ramped up to bombs, abortion clinics being blown up. And then that ramped up. As violence does, it continued to escalate. And it culminated in the 90s to where people were starting to target and kill employees of these facilities, including doctors. And there were a total of eight murders that happened. And the Republican Party stood up and said, no, this does not reflect our values. And they did everything in their power to root out these people in their extreme ranks, get rid of them, to speak loudly that this does not reflect our values. This is not who we are as a party, and we won't have it. And they made sure that these people were brought to justice, as they should. It was the right thing to do. We're getting none of that from the Democrat Party. 10 days on, they're dead silent. Dead silent. Not a peep. Crickets. What are they waiting for? What are they waiting for? I think I'm getting a sense of who the Democrat Party is now, and it's really frustrating to me as someone who has voted Democrat in the past. That, when a call was brought out the day that Charlie was murdered, to have a moment of silence, people on the left, on the other side of that aisle, jeered the idea that anyone would want to have a moment of silence for a murdered American, slaughtered on an American campus of a college. Should it have mattered at all who that person was? To honor the fact that this person gave his life at 31 for simply using his constitutional rights of speech, of dialogue, you don't have to agree with what the guy said. He never killed anyone. He never advocated for killing anyone. But the left, for some reason, has chosen to stay dead silent on this at the party level. Dead silent. Crickets. The Democrat Party must speak up. The Democrat Party must take a position like the Republicans did in the 90s, where you say loud and clear, no, this does not reflect our values. This does not reflect our values. This is not who we are. And we will do everything in our power to root out the cancer at the far extremes of our party to make sure this doesn't happen again. You must. And the longer the Democrat Party delays in doing this, the longer they delay, the bigger stain it will leave on the party and the harder it'll be to clean that stain out. People will not soon forget how quiet the Democrat leadership is right now on this issue of murder. I have, in the last several weeks, had several people I know who are Democrats who are no longer Democrats, who confided in me that they can't do it anymore. They can't do it anymore. They know they're not going to be Republicans, but they must find something different than the Democrat. But they can't keep clinging to a party that would be dead silent about this. Just quiet. So they're walking away. They're going to find something else. Maybe some will become Republicans. I don't know. There's independents. There's Green Party. There's plenty of ways to go. There's Libertarian. There's options, and people are walking away. At some point, the smell becomes too much. When you have this kind of rot at the far extreme, and so people are walking away. I've always made a point of keeping people in my life who think different than me. These people are some examples of that. Everybody's different. I like different thought. And the reason is I test myself against other people's opinions, as you should. If you go back and you listen to my last two episodes, just by wild chance, because I programmed them, I wrote them months and weeks ago, and I programmed them to drop long before Charlie was shot. But they're about the insidiousness of the media and how the media programs us to anger and all these other ugly emotions. And then also the dangers of groupthink, where you get in this echo chamber of thinking where you're around the same people who think the same things, and so you really don't expand. That's the reason I keep people around me who think differently, because I want to be tested on my beliefs. I want to evolve. That's the only way it happens. You don't evolve by not getting tested. You don't evolve in a groupthink echo chamber, right? You only evolve when you test yourself. So I've intentionally kept those people around me. But lately I have been removing many people from my life as they exposed their true colors when this thing happened, where they said, oh yeah, he shouldn't have got shot. But you understand why. Do I? Does anyone understand why? That subtle justification shows exactly the way people think. There's no understand why here. It's not okay. It's never okay to kill another person for disagreeing with you. And I don't think this should be some controversial statement. I think at the heart of us, we all know this. We know the difference between right and wrong at the soul level. We know. Yet still people will expose themselves. And I invite you to recognize in your friend group or your social media friends when you see stuff like this and just go, no, I'm not letting that near me. It's gross. It's gross. It's like oh look, a snake. No, you don't want to be near a snake either. It's no different. You must stay away from the venomous stuff. And as much as I hate to shut out differing opinions, I can't have an opinion that justifies murder. No, I want no part of that. I don't want that person testing me. So I invite you to do the same. I know that something good must come from this. I'm hopeful that something good will come from it. This horrible, horrible assassination. And it must, because Charlie Kirk was taken away from his wife, his kids, his family. He was taken away from all of us. All of us. And it has to be for something. It can't be for nothing. And even if it means that all that comes from it is the Democrat Party cleans house and changes and denounces this kind of violence, that's something. But I hope it's more than that. I hope that this is a turning point in the life of America here at our 250th anniversary next year as a country. That's all I have to say about this. Thanks for being here. I'll try to not talk about politics anymore. I hope this topic resolves itself as well. Thank you.